what is going on? Thank you so much for tuning in. I am Deborah with Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is our daily reading for Purusha Intuitive. Welcome if you are new to the channel. Sorry. I got sidetracked. Happy Sunday. I hope your day is going well. This is a general collective reading. It's a timeless reading. If it resonates, the message is meant for you. If not, leave it behind. Ask for another message. Ask for something that's more in alignment with what you need. All right, so let's see what the energy is for the day. We're just coming off of a full moon. The energy's been a little intense. People are getting triggered. Just be mindful. Give grace where grace is due to yourself and others, right? All right, let's see where you are at today. Okay, retrograde. So this makes a lot of sense, right? Just kind of like I was saying, it's about taking a step back from the grunt and grind. I definitely feel this energy of there's kind of like a quiet, mellow vibe, it's a Sunday, depending on when you're watching this. I know that might be a little bit different, but it's Sunday. It kind of has just like those mellow Sunday vibes, and I feel like it is that time, it is that moment to go within and to really kind of like reflect on and look at, where you're putting your time, your energy, your devotion. That's kind of the stuff that we put our main focus towards, on growing, on building. And why are we putting it there? And the amount of energy and effort that we're putting into certain things, is that in alignment with ourselves, right? I feel like, it's interesting. This is a waxing crescent, which obviously is building up to the full moon. We're currently in the waning phases. Again, depending on when you're watching this, but waning is about releasing. It's about letting go of the things that don't serve. And when we're in the waxing crescent phase, that's when we're kind of like, making adjustments. We found our inspiration, we found our goals, what we're working towards, etc. But we have to make sure that we're seeing everything with that bird's eye perspective. We're kind of tuning in to all the different components. So we're working from a space of strength, right? It's just like that value of like gaining knowledge about your situation, If you're dealing with someone specific, who are they? How do they respond? How do they show up in relationship to you? What are they communicating by those kind of like underlying factors? That can be applicable to whatever situation you're dealing with as well. And that's kind of where you're taking this time to reflect. I love that, because it's all about building on that energy of who you are. This message of, like empowerment and, kind of focusing on ourselves, taking more time for self-care, being a little bit more selfish, etc. That message has been coming up a lot, especially if you've been following along with the daily readings, even in astrology, right? Astrology definitely mirrors our readings, thankfully, right? The cards never lie. Neither do the planets, right? Actually, Ayurveda uses astrology, Jyotish, Vedic astrology, as a diagnostic tool. You can see someone's constitution manifest in the planets, right? It's that concept of as above, so below, as within, so without, which I think is so dope. All right, back to the reading. Let's look at, okay, so, taking time, taking a step back, reflecting on what this is for you. What is this energy for you? Okay, so this is the energy of getting out there, of exploring. This is kind of that, the person that you're dealing with is a little bit like immature. about how they show up, especially as this relates to, you know, home life. So this could be a partner. Yeah, there's, the devil. Yeah. So this definitely could be a partner. To me, Four of Wands can be a marriage card. It can be someone that you're connected with, whether you're married or not. You know, this can be showing up in the home, and maybe someone's acting irresponsibly, right? The devil is the things that kind of bind us, so to speak, right? The things that weigh us down. It's the, well, I don't want to use that analogy, but I was going to, well, it's basically like the things that we can get too sucked into, and then they end up taking our energy, our time, our well-being, etc., right? Sometimes this energy is good for us, right? Sometimes we need a little bit of that fun and wildness in our life. But to me, this is definitely coming through as someone who doesn't really know how to handle the situation from a mature space. Page of Wands energy, in my opinion, is very childlike, very juvenile, a little egotistical, because they don't really care. It's like very selfish. It's like, well, I'm going to go do this thing because that's like what I want to do. And it doesn't really matter what you want. You recognize the, I mean, this is like the ultimate relationship card, right? That ultimate love. But it's also anything we partner up with, anyone we partner up with. That can be in business. It can be a really close friend or a family member, etc. Again, because this is a general collective reading, it's really going to depend on what your situation is. But you kind of see this as this really harmonious, you know, relationship, partnership, the ability for it to be this beautiful, powerful thing. Unfortunately, this person is a little too juvenile and stubborn to recognize that, right? And they're probably making it difficult for you, is what I'm hearing. Yeah. I think that you recognize that I do feel like you see through this, because this is also that element of knowing that person on, you know, a very deep level, right? It's kind of like what I was saying in the overarching energy, looking at the person. You know, it's not about projecting your fantasy of how you wish they would be or how you know they can be in relationship or show up, etc., right? Because maybe they can, but they also have to show you that they can, right? They actually have to take the steps. It's not just about you wishing that they were going to like manifest into the perfect partner, right? And I feel like you see that. I feel like you understand it. And so you're kind of like, again, this message has come up. You're pushing yourself forward, focusing on your own strength, your own empowerment. And from that space of, I'm going to like practically make these decisions so I don't end up in the same spot with this person. Especially because, you know, they're not like handling their shit appropriately. No shade to them, but it does kind of have, I mean, it's the devil, right? And then it's this Wands energy. To me, it's like I'm hearing playing with fire, you know? When we're immature, when we try to like do tit for tat, it just, no one ever wins, right? It just becomes a battle of the wits. This is about, you know, I mean, yeah, it's definitely someone that you're connected to, have been connected to for a while, or it feels that way. It can definitely, Six of Cups can relate to past life connection. So there is like a deep bond between you two. And again, you recognize that, you understand that, but they're not treating it that way. I think they see it on some level, right, with that Four of Wands energy. But, you know, they're operating out of an incredibly juvenile / low vibey space. So depending on what your situation is, this person could be like throwing off really toxic vibes, you know, like being manipulative, being controlling, trying to control through the manipulation, right, is what I'm hearing. And I feel like I feel like you're protecting your happiness at this point, you know. This is all that water energy, 10 of Cups. It's complete fulfillment. And it's showing up in that space for you. It definitely feels like you are protecting, and you feel like you have to protect because there's this level of defense between both of you. You know, you kind of operate more out of ego versus like vulnerability in the relationship, especially this person, you know. Again, no shade to whomever you're dealing with, but they're not showing up very honorably today. So just be mindful of that. And this could be a little bit unexpected, right? This retrograde, Mars is in retrograde currently in Gemini. So it is dealing a lot with duality. And people are showing up in our environment very dualistic, right? So we might have certain thoughts or understandings of how a person is, and then they do something and it's like, oh, but wait, like that's not in alignment with how I thought they were, right? So this is definitely a time to be mindful, be aware of that. Ooh. I don't read cards in reverse, just as an FYI. But, you know, this person's situation is having a really hard time like claiming what they want, right? I don't know, man. I mean, it's almost like they're operating more they're focusing more on the tactics of manipulation. So it's like, how can I strategically work through this versus how can me and this other person find balance, find harmony? It's a different energy, right? It's a different vibe. It's someone who's kind of trying to coerce the energy to make it what they want it to be versus like recognize the individuality. You're this person, I'm this person, and how can we find that harmony, bridging that gap, right? Where it's, like I said, it's like, how can I get what I want, right? And it leaves it very, I mean, oh my gosh, like look at the way that guy is like offering that pentacle to her. Prince of Pentacles. It's the Knight of Pentacles, right? Or no, actually, sorry, the Page of Pentacles, which is even, you know, like kind of more immature, so to speak. But to me, it's like, yeah, it's an offering, it's a gift, it's something. They do put you up on a pedestal on some level. You feel that. Maybe that's part of what draws you into this relationship with this person. But at the end of the day, there's this heavy devil energy. So the devil in the tarot, just to clarify, it's not specifically Satan. You know, it's more like Pan, the god of pleasure, right? Like, you know, when we... But it, like I said, it can also govern those elements of control, manipulation, trying to get what we want for our own gain, our own pleasure, greed, vanity, blah, 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 right? It doesn't mean that they, you know, that they're like concocting some like horrible plan. You know, yeah, some people are that way, right? Again, it depends what situation, you know, and who you're dealing with. Some people can be like pretty, you know, like, but for the most part, you know, people are just going to try to manipulate or hustle the situation. I feel like they're, you know, I mean, this message has been coming through. They are going to kind of give you something. I feel like this to me is like a half-ass you know, it's just kind of it's the same vibe as this. This hasn't manifested yet. Like, this person hasn't really offered anything yet, so to speak. And an offering can be, yeah, it can be a physical gift, right? But it can even be sitting down, having a conversation, reaching out to you, you know, trying to connect. Like, hey, can we talk? I wanna, you know, kind of vibe with you, etc. And I feel like, you know, they want this energetically. That goes back to them kind of planning and scheming. How can they get this thing? And they are going to show up in your space, and it's going to look kind of like something, you know, kind of, you know, it looks like an offer. They're trying to present like, I have all my stuff together. It was just a hard time. I had a lot on my plate. It will be a lot of excuses is what I'm hearing. A lot of excuses. Let's see from them why. You know, because I think that they, you know, I mean, I feel like this is someone who kind of had these intentions of keeping you around for forever. But that's the thing. It's just, it also feels like this relationship is always on hold. You know, you're kind of always on in the back burner is what I'm hearing, right? It's very, the love that this person's offering you, it's very minimalistic. It's very like juvenile. Yeah, it can never evolve past what it is basically how it's showing up. You know, I feel like this person has just like not specifically learned or grown up, etc. And so they're going to kind of like always, like I was saying, just always trying to figure out ways to get you back or to manipulate the situation to work in their favor, but not in the highest and best way for both of you. So yeah, they come to you because they figured, well, this person would be in my life for forever, right? Like, they're not going to walk away. But they also kind of, with that Seven of Pentacles, they're always kind of keeping you on the back burner, like I said. Yeah. Because they're always going to be stressed out. This story that they tell you is always going to be the same as how I'm hearing it. And that's like they have to learn through that. Double confirmation. I'm going to pull one more. Anchor and cross, and then Lenormand is burden, you know, and that's the constant message. But you know how sometimes people just almost cause that chaos in their own life, right? Same cycle, triple confirmation, right? In your energy, right? That's like, you know, the whip. It's over and over and over again. It's on repeat. Yeah, you know it's over. You know it's done. You've been down this road before, and you don't want to make that mistake anymore, right? You don't want to go down that path again. It's the same shit, different day, dude. Cut that off. All right, guys. I hope this helped. I know these situations are not easy to navigate through. You know, depending on where you're at, you might already be done with it, over and out. This person is showing that they are going to pop back up. Just be mindful of that, and it's coming. It might not happen today. Maybe it's on your heart a lot today, but that's kind of also where Spirit is asking you to really tap in. What are my wants? What are my needs? And connect with those things, because that's going to help you keep your boundaries strong and firm when this person does pop up. So I hope it helps for your situation. I'm sending all the love and blessings always. I know, like I said, these things aren't easy, but you're awesome. You got it. If you liked the video, you can, you know, do the drill. Thumbs up, share, subscribe. Check out if you are interested in personal services, description box below. I appreciate your love, your attention. Thank you for the support. Check out all the videos. I would love to build and grow the community. What? All right, lots of love and blessings. Thank you. Enjoy your day.